Hey athletes, this is another part to a series that's probably never going to be complete. This is part of my sweet obsession, the squat, okay? So, we're simply talking such a small, minute thing, but it can make a huge difference in your squat. Now, in the past, we've talked about how when you're weight bearing, that your metatarsals, the part of your foot that happens to start right behind your toes, the metatarsals, that it's where we balance. We don't want to be balancing just behind our big toe and our little pinky toe. That we use all 5 of those metatarsals in our foot to balance, right? So we're looking at the sole of your foot, the arch of your foot, the underneath of your foot. So like I said, we want to use the metatarsals, not our toes, the entire ball of our foot. And then we also understand this isn't considered a tripod like in the past. We always thought big toe, little toe, and heel. Those 3 points make a tripod. That's not what we've talked about. That's not how we want to try to balance through our foot when we're doing a squat. So we've talked, we need to make sure there's pressure behind, our toes, right? Now, your heel. You need to make sure there is pressure in your heel when you're doing a squat. Not that we put all of our pressure into our heel. No, we want to put an equal amount of pressure behind our metatarsals and our heel, okay? We want to imagine this as a triangle, okay? So if we were to draw a triangle on this heel here, or on this foot rather, we don't want to put pressure on the ends of the triangle. We want to put perfect equal pressure where if we were to have a pressure sensor kind of coming around, it would be dead center and it would line up right with the front of our ankle, right where your foot is going to dorsiflex, okay? That's about where the center of our foot is going to be, and that's where we want to be putting our pressure. So let's talk about the heel. Now, when people think about their heel, they think about the back piece, the furthest part to the back of our heel. When people think about the heel, again, they're thinking way back here because this is what people think of when they think of their heel. But in fact, if we push through back here, we're going to be putting most of the pressure of that triangle, right, of our triangle, way back here. It's going to put more pressure into our Achilles tendon here. And you can tell that way back here, if I put pressure, that's going to put most of my emphasis into the backs of my legs, my hamstrings. Now, if we're talking a squat, right? If we're talking a squat and I put pressure way back there, my hips are going to rise first. And again, I'm going to put all that pressure back here. So what we want to be thinking about, so let me bring this camera back up. So what we want to be thinking about when we're using our heel for pressure purposes, okay, again, not putting all of our pressure through our heel, we're actually talking right where the arch of our foot begins. So not back here, but the front part of our heel. So imagine our heel is the shape of an egg. This is the part of the heel we need to make sure is down. If we sit at the bottom of our squat and just even think about pushing through the front part of our heel, if we just think about that while we're coming up, we will instantly put pressure into our quadriceps, okay? My whole body will rise in unison, simultaneously. That way, we can stay in a better position so that when I'm doing my squat, I don't tip forward, I don't tip back. I can come straight up out of the bottom and utilize my entire leg. So, even though the primary mover for our squat is our quadriceps, our hamstrings and our glutes do certain things at certain times. So, by putting the pressure right in the center of our heel, by making sure that the front of our heel is down into the ground, along with our metatarsals, right behind our big toes, making that triangle of contact, we can drive all the way up and put all of the effort we possibly can, as efficiently as we can, into our squat. So, we need to make sure you guys are pushing pressure into the front of your heel, not the back of your heel.